Hi, I'm Michelle Begue with a look at what's happening in Latin America now. But first, our news trivia. In which Latin American country are indigenous women learning an ancient martial art for self-defense? We'll have the answer later. A state of emergency has been issued for the people of Haiti due to escalating violence. First, armed men raided 2 prisons, freeing 3,500 inmates. And a gang leader is calling for the ousting of Prime Minister Ariel Henry. After the escape of the dangerous prisoners, a group of armed gangs attempted to take over Port-au-Prince Toussaint-Louverture International Airport. Haiti deployed its army to join police as they pushed back against the takeover. The Prime Minister had been traveling to Kenya to seal a deal that would help fight the increasingly powerful gangs. Brazil's government is calling on the international community to implement a UN resolution to send a multinational force to Haiti. In Panama, a migrant shelter at the edge of the Darien Gap jungle is in ruins after disturbances left various vehicles and modules in flames. After making the treacherous journey through the jungle between Colombia and Panama, migrants arrive at a temporary migrant reception center in San Vicente, Panama. Over the weekend, a fight broke out between 2 women there. It escalated into a brawl that ultimately involved 250 migrants. Officials say more than 40 people are in custody and the losses amount to $800,000. Now let's go to my colleague Joe Richards in Argentina, who has a special report.
Argentina's far-right president Javier Milei staged a US-style State of the Union speech last week. Breaking tradition, he spoke from a lectern and during Friday night prime time. He promised to push ahead with his plans to transform Latin America's 3rd largest economy, and he promised to do so with or without the support of Congress. If you want conflict, that is what you'll get, he told lawmakers. Milei has proposed a social pact to be signed by governors and Congress. It's a 10-point plan that Milei wants to become state policy, and it includes tax and labor reform. But there is ongoing tension between the president and both Congress and governors. When the outsider Milei won Argentina's elections last year, a large question mark hung over the issue of governability. His party, Freedom Advances, has little support in Congress and no governors that respond to him. Markets are happy with Milei's economic plan, but there are regular protests and strike action as his austerity measures have pushed inflation to over 250%.
A Colombian judge has ordered a former paramilitary boss to be freed conditionally for a trial period of 4 years. Salvatore Mancuso was a former paramilitary boss who served a 12-year sentence in the United States for drug trafficking. He has returned to Colombia and promised to cooperate with the investigation into war crimes from the 1990s and 2000s. The warlord has been found responsible for more than 1,500 murders and cases of forced disappearances. Many victims and some human rights organizations hope he will keep his promise to cooperate with authorities in the search for justice. At the moment, Mancuso remains in prison and will not be released until 2 other courts confirm this decision. Now let's check out what stories we're following for next week. We're following the country of Ecuador as it battles to clean up corruption by executing a so-called case purge. 12 people, including judges and politicians, were arrested as part of a probe into officials suspected of having ties to drug trafficking. Attorney General Diana Salazar says she's trying to clear out the corruption that has infiltrated institutions as powerful drug gangs have secured a strong presence in Ecuador. Dozens of judges, politicians, prosecutors, and a former prison director are accused of handing out favors to gangsters in exchange for money, apartments, and other luxuries. And now the answer to our news trivia. The answer is B. We're celebrating International Women's Day this week, and with that, check out these indigenous Bolivian women taking up Taekwondo for self-defense. In 2023, more than 51,000 women in Bolivia reported being victims of violence. In the city of El Alto, there's a school called Warmi Power Taekwondo. Warmi is the word for woman in the indigenous language Quechua. This school is teaming up with indigenous women to help translate the classes to Aymara, another one of Bolivia's indigenous languages. And that's it for this week. We'll see you again soon on Latin America Now.